time in Wishfield has definitely been eventful. Who knows what else the future may hold?
Don't worry, Momo. New adventures, new stories. There's so much to look forward to.
We begin with a magical encounter between a Cadence-born and a young girl. Embarking together, they head towards the distant horizon. Traveling with the wind and sand, crossing endless deserts, climbing snowy peaks, treading treacherous paths, and exploring dark caverns. Finally, they overcome all obstacles. At the summit, they grasp the most beautiful truth. The journey becomes poems, guiding countless stylists on their path to greatness.
Picking up. Momo, be careful. Don't blow away.
It's just a light breeze. I'm not worried at all. Dada always leave half a sentence hanging. Now we have to go find out ourselves. Anyway, let's go see how special Silken Lakes become. Oh, wait, Nikki. Is that someone crying by the lake? Yep.
Craig, what's wrong?
I miss my grandma.
Your grandma? I don't think you've ever mentioned her before.
I try not to. Whenever I think about her, it hurts so much. She was a quirky little old lady. She always carried around an old worn-out notebook full of stories. She used to tell me that every night. The darkness carves out a brand new moon. She'd say there's a hidden kingdom in the snow, and even the little snakes in the meadow have wishes that sparkle. She told me all of that. But she also had a bad habit. She never finished her stories. She always said, "I'll tell you the rest next time." But after a dozen or so next times, she never got the chance to finish any of them.
Those sound like such beautiful memories. Your grandma must have been a wise and gentle soul. Maybe those unfinished stories were a special gift she left for you.
A gift? What do you mean?
Maybe it was always her dream to write those stories with her favorite grandkid. So she'd start them, and then wait for the day you'd pick up that old notebook and continue to write, and eventually finish them yourself.
You really think so? I hope that's true. Thank you, Nikki.
Oh, here come the tears again. Craig, are you sure you're okay?
During the blue tear season, this is what you're supposed to do. Just let it all out. Cry as hard as you need, and let the blue tears carry your sadness away. Look, I mean...
That's great. But what are blue tears?
Oh, just keep walking and you'll see them. There's this whole stretch of glowing blue water. At night by the shore, it shimmers really beautifully. This time of year, during the blue tears season, people tend to feel more emotional. So, if you see someone like me crying by the lake, don't worry. Just let them cry it out. Sometimes, sadness gets buried so deep you just can't talk about it. But every 20 years with the blue tears, you can finally let it all go.
I see now. The blue tears stay by the water, quietly listening to you, like an old friend who never interrupts. They help people leave their sadness in this season.
But what if someone's really upset, and they don't want to cry their heart out by the lake where others might hear them?
Well, you can always visit the tear bottle vendor and buy it, but to be honest, I still prefer coming here. They say, when I was little, a lullaby path. Blue tears, secrets kept in guarded years. Upstream I drift, soft and light, to yesterday's fading plight. If this is true, I hope the blue tears can take me back. That way I could, but it's just a lullaby. I've never actually met anyone blessed by the blue tears.
Is that so? Hey, Momo, why don't we go ahead and see the blue tears? If they can help people mend regrets...
Gone dim.
Don't cry. Don't remember me for this moment.
Don't cry.
Before my death, I truly lived.
Nikki! Nikki! You finally woke up! You passed out all of a sudden. It scared me.
I did... what?
Just now, by the lake. We were watching the blue tears, and then a voice suddenly started speaking to us. And then you just walked straight into the water. I called out, but you didn't respond, and then you collapsed. Thankfully, a passerby helped me pull you out. Her name's Deanna. She's a ranger.
Oh, it was nothing. And ranger might be a bit of a stretch. I only just started training. I actually learned how to swim by helping kids catch fish, since I could never get the hang of fishing. I never thought it'd actually come in handy someday. But I'm glad it did. How are you feeling now? Do you hurt anywhere? I'm all right. Thank you, Deanna. But what about you? Me? I'm fine. Wait, my bracelet. It's gone.
Oh no, don't tell me it just fell in the lake.
Bracelet? Oh, please don't worry about it. That scale bracelet is actually a little odd. It's gone missing a few times, but somehow it always finds its way back. Grandma used to say people, like rivers, flow alongside each other. Things that drift along the water are sometimes returned by it too. Maybe one day, after some twists and turns, a kind soul will return it. I feel a bit sad about losing it, but it was worth it to get you out safely. Still, your bracelet was lost because of me. Deanna, I'll help you find it.
It's that voice from the blue tears' fault. Without it, none of this would have happened.
A voice? What voice? It was a woman's voice. She kept telling me not to cry, and not to let death be how she's remembered. Her tone was warm, but somehow it filled me with such deep sorrow. Strange. I didn't hear anything. While I was helping you, I spotted some strange blue figures.
Unheard voices. Flickering figures.
I've only heard the version where you return to the past to fix regrets. Isn't that supposed to be a blessing? This sounds dangerous. I'm confused too. I'm worried. Whoever that voice belonged to, she sounded... I don't really know either. That story, I heard it from a tear bottle vendor I met across the river. Great. Thank you, Deanna. We'll head there now. Okay, I'll look around too. If you need...
Water up ahead looks deep. Let's stop here. The cheer bottle vendor should be somewhere close by. Wait, are they that glowing blue thing? Nikki, what are those things?
A wishing one, how could this be? Alicia was killed by the serpent! How could that monster do that?
Madness. Everything's falling apart. At least the serpent handed over the Orosa scepter. Otherwise...
The shadows? Are they talking?
Don't be scared. I'll go ask. Who are you? Why are you here? And what's all this about the serpent killing Alicia? No response.
Nikki! Ribbit! Can you hear that terrifying Shadow's voice?
Ah! A ghost! What? A croaker? What are you doing here?
Ribbit, I'm here to collect the blue tears for the tear bottles. The blue tears are so sad. When humans cry to them and make... Ribbit, I can trade tear bottles for art supplies and for stories. And then I can make tons of new graffiti.
So you're the tear bottle vendor we've been looking for.
You scared me for a second. I thought something strange had happened.
It's strange, but seeing you here by this eerie shadow gives me a bizarre sense of comfort.
Me too. Oh, Miss Croaker, do you know...
Ribbit, I don't know anything about them. Not long ago, a bunch of... I was going to hide upstream by the river, but there were more shadows over there.
So then, the strange figures Deanna noted...
Actually, Ribbit, I have an idea.
The one about going back to the past to fix regrets?
Yes, Ribbit. A long time ago, some saw the shadow. They cried their heart out, telling their loved ones how much they missed them and made up for the regret. Other croakers say it happened almost a few centuries ago. Maybe those people saw those strange shadows back then, Ribbit! But there's no mention of these shadows speaking. It's only you who can hear them, Nikki, Ribbit. Maybe you're the Blue Tears' chosen one, Ribbit.
Maybe. I came from far away to get here, so we might be linked somehow. Miss Croaker, we're tracking a mysterious voice. It always appears at the same time as the shadows, but just now...
Maybe still, they could be connected to the mysterious voice somehow.
Could be. Oh, so if these shadows were once real people, then what...
Ribbit, Alicia, they say it's big enough to...
That doesn't sound like a good thing. Oh.
The serpent killing people. Could that... Why am I the only one who can hear it? Is it asking me to do something?
creepy!
So fast.
Let's go, Momo. We should get moving too. Maybe if we keep investigating these shadows, we'll find out more about that mysterious voice. The Croaker mentioned those shadows appeared upstream along the river too. If we keep investigating, we'll get to the bottom of this.
Yep.
Wow, what a haul!
Classic Nikki. A little fish is no match for you.
Wow, what a haul!
Classic Nikki. A little fish is no match for you.
At night, time flies by so much faster. Before I've even done anything, it's already morning.
What's this? It's even shinier than barbecue. Today has been truly eye-opening.
Is barbecue the only thing you think about? You could have said, I don't know. It's just really shiny.
The main force is already hidden under a veil of mist once the time is right. It's been centuries since the Veil Fall, since our god left this world.
Sith the Serpent is a liar! She tricked everyone!
That's hard to believe.
Huh. It'll be too late for second guesses when we must take back the Orosa.
May the Wishing One's blessings remain, even though he has long since departed.
Give the scepter to the Divine!
Nikki, the Shadows mentioned the Mistveil War and the Fanatic Wishers.
If I remember correctly, all of this actually happened in Wishfield. It seems these shadows really are echoes from the past, living snapshots of history. But there is still one thing that I don't get. Why are they always talking about the serpent? From the sound of it, the serpent named Sith was alive during the Mistveil War. Well, if you can call it alive. She disguised herself as the Wishing One's divine envoy, as a means to get a hold of the Orosa Scepter. And after that, she even murdered someone.
These shadows, could they be the souls of those persecuted by the serpent? Ghosts trapped here by their regrets?
Possibly. Isn't there a Blue Tears legend about returning to yesterday? Maybe that's what it means. Bringing people back from the past. Like these shadows and that mysterious voice. Maybe she's a person who was alive long ago. She mentioned death. Maybe she was one of the victims of the serpent too. And what we're hearing is an old cry for help.
But why would the Blue Tears come find us? Whatever happened to her, it's been centuries. She's probably long gone now.
Upstream I drift, soft and light, to yesterday's fading plight. Maybe it's not just a cry for help. Maybe she actually wants us to help make things right. But we still don't know who she is, or what regret she left behind.
Nikki, did you hear something just now?
That noise. Someone's following us.
It came from somewhere over that way. Come on, let's go. It's here either. Let's keep looking around. Whoa, Ashley! Don't worry, Nikki. I'll keep myself safe. Gotcha! Alright, spill it. Why were you stalking us?
I wasn't stalking you. I was just lurking. Watching what you were doing and trying to figure out these shadows.
That's called stalking.
I just noticed a bunch of shadows suddenly pop up around the ruins. Then you and this weird cat showed up, and it looked like you could talk to them.
So, you got curious?
Exactly. I thought maybe these ghosts of history had summoned you. So I decided to tail you and see what I could find out.
I see now. You misunderstood. We don't know where these ghosts of history came from, and we can't talk to the shadows. But we can hear what they're saying. So, the ghosts of history, is that what you're calling them?
Yes. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Phoebe, and I'm a historian. I came to these ruins because I'm researching a subject related to the Mistveil War. And for this particular topic, I have a special connection. An ancestor who was a fanatic wisher.
Fanatic wishers? remember. Centuries ago, under the Mist's Veil, the Fanatic Wishers launched a surprise attack. They hit Florish and Stoneville at the same time. The Orosa Scepter went missing in the chaos. And those shadows we saw, they seemed to be telling stories from that same time. The Serpent disguised herself as a divine envoy and stole the Orosa Scepter. Phoebe, do you know anything about that?
Strange. Unlike my family, you don't seem afraid of the name Fanatic Wishers.
Well, if you said you wanted to destroy Wishfield and make everyone miserable, then yes, I'd be scared. Actually, no. I'd be really mad. But since you haven't told us why you mentioned them, I figured I'd listen till the end.
If only more people thought like you. The truth is, my family's full of people we're proud of. It's just that one ancestor who joined the Fanatic Wishers. No one ever talks about him. It's like he's a ghost.
Being afraid of someone long gone, someone you can't even see, it does sound like facing a ghost.
Exactly. But I've never liked pretending things didn't happen. All these years, I've been chasing the truth behind that ghost. Ah, sorry, I still haven't answered your question. That divine envoy you mentioned might actually be linked to my ancestor.
Really?
Yes. That so-called divine envoy is rarely mentioned. In fact, in all the historical records I've read, there's nothing connecting them to the Mistvale War, and nothing at all that links them to the Orosa Scepter. Only a single journal page I found buried in my family's archives. It briefly mentions that divine envoy. From what I gathered, I believe my ancestor might not have joined the Fanatic Wishers out of malice, but for some greater purpose. Nikki, I happened to overhear you speaking to the shadows earlier, so I'd like to ask for your help.
Hold up! How do you know Nikki's name? How long were you eavesdropping for?
All of it? The things you've discovered are incredibly valuable. I was actually planning to include it in my thesis. I'll list you in the acknowledgements, of course.
That's tempting, Phoebe. Actually, I've also been investigating a mysterious voice that may be linked to that so-called divine envoy. Maybe we can team up.
Amazing! Who knows? I might be able to uncover the voice's identity from historical records. Then you can help me prove that the Forgotten Ghost was actually someone remarkable. In that case, Nikki, I'd make you a co-author on my thesis.
What about me? Me!
Of course, and Momo too. I can't wait to start working with you. Nikki, I've cross-referenced several locations where the shadows are gathering in large numbers. I found that many of... So, based on that, I made some educated guesses about where else the shadows might gather. Let's start right away.
Found you! Nowhere to hide now.
From what I've observed, blue fireflies tend to gather around the shadows. They could lead the way.
Nikki, look! The blue fireflies are moving! Let's follow them!
It shouldn't be far now.
Yep.
I wonder what we'll discover.
I'm sorry, Alicia. I didn't mean to... My sister headed out early this morning. I was just thinking.
Oh, I totally forgot about mending clothes.
You...
Of course I remember. I remember the
That voice...
So, that was Elise. From the sound of it, the war brought terrible suffering to innocent people. But because of those like her, hope could still live in their hearts.
What a tragedy. Nikki, do you think she...
Maybe. Also, she was called a... Let's ask Phoebe.
Strange. Many of the shadows we passed on the way don't match my hypothesis.
Hey, is he okay? He keeps talking to that bracelet. Doesn't it?
You don't know the story. He and his little brother... A few days ago, he returned and broke down in tears, saying that maybe if he'd had that bracelet earlier and given it to his brother...
Nikki, they mentioned this...
Could it really be that Sith made it from her?
But she's not even a real divine envoy.
If it was just about gaining people's trust, unless she was up to...
No way she did all this.
Wait, Momo, let's head to the...
Hey, did you hear? The wishing...
Deva, please.
A wishing ceremony.
And the divine envoy...
But the serpent did build a... Also, something a shadow... We really need to tell...
Before we head back to Phoebe, let's go ask about the skill bracelet.
The wishing one...
Divine, please, plant...
Looks like everyone nearby has been told. One more time, let's circle the lake, just in case anyone's in trouble.
Deanna, what are you muttering about?
Oh, Nikki and Momo! It's kind of a long story. Not long after you two left, a bunch of strange shadows started appearing around the Blue Tiers, so I figured I'd hang around, just in case. Why are you two back here? Well... This scale bracelet was given to my ancestor a long time ago, when a passing ranger and her companion saved him from a monster. This can protect you from S-lings. Keep it close until you don't need it anymore. That's all the ranger said before hurrying off. So how long would they need it for? For generations, this remained unanswered. Back in that age of disaster and chaos, who wouldn't want something like that?
Exactly! A life-saving item? You'd never let it go.
But when someone else collapsed right in front of my ancestor, that's when he understood. The apocalypse shattered the old ways of life, like a storm or a wildfire. Everyone got swept up in it. No one could stand against it alone. The ranger couldn't save everyone, neither could my ancestor, but at the very least, he could save the person in front of him. Since then, that bracelet has been passed along, and our family began to travel. They went from one country to another. The more suffering they witnessed, the more they realized how much more suffering there was, in places we couldn't see. For one bracelet, that's very profound. Oh, I didn't want to burden you before, so I didn't tell you. I grew up hearing that story often. I dreamed of becoming someone like that ranger, someone who could give others strength. To me, she felt like a faraway friend, like a star in the sky. I always wondered, all those centuries ago, what kind of person was she? And where did she... My family believes the bracelet is meant for whoever dares to go the farthest, where danger lurks in the unknown. Before my grandmother passed, she gave it to me and encouraged me to start my own journey. That's why I came to Wishfield. I wanted to learn more about the ranger. This is where she came from. But these past few days, I haven't had much luck.
What's her name? Maybe we've heard of her.
Alicia. Ranger Alicia, and her friend Sith. Wait, Sith? You mean Alicia and Sith the Serpent were friends? Deanna, when your ancestor met her, was Sith a giant serpent? I've never heard anything like that. If she was a giant serpent, I'm sure my ancestor would have mentioned it. But the bracelets are the same, and have the same power. Just one was given by Alicia, and the other by Sith the Serpent. What exactly was their relationship? Were they allies or enemies? That era was so long ago. Most of its history has been lost to time. I've been here for so long, and until you showed up, I hadn't heard a single word about Alicia. But you've uncovered a lot. I'm sure you'll figure it out. You're right. Come on, Momo. Let's check out the rest of the shadows nearby. Good luck! And please, if you do discover anything about Alicia, promise you'll tell me. You can find me at the Meadow Wharf!
Investigation complete. Nikki, let's go back and talk to Phoebe about everything we've discovered. Yep.
Phoebe. We're back.
Just a moment. Let's put the rest aside for now. Nikki, could you help me sense this shadow here? I think I just saw... Nikki, I think the ghost I've been chasing this whole time might be standing right in front of me.
I see.
Let go! Let go! We didn't get the item yet! We have to go back!
Go back? I dragged you all the way out of that cursed cavern, and you want to run back in? They told you there was treasure in that cavern, but not that it's filled with traps and hidden weapons. You told me there was treasure too, but left out the part where the treasure is just some worthless legend.
You short-sighted fool! Once we find a way to wield the Arosa Scepter, there's no wish we won't be able to grant!
It's not possible! People died, and all we got was a page.
Wait. So the journal was taken from inside the cavern?
What's wrong? What did you hear? This means... my entire premise is wrong. That journal wasn't written by my ancestor. It was an old record they found in the cavern. The Arosa Scepter? The Divine Envoy? They're even more ancient.
So, the shadows appearing near the blue tears, the ghosts of history, they're not just from the Mistvale War, are they?
That's right. The term Windmancer only appears in documents that predate the rise of the Eight. It refers to those who wielded Wind before the discovery of the stone tablets, through more primitive means. The stone tablets discovered by the Eight allowed more people to access and use Wind. So, going off of what the shadows have been saying, there are actually two separate different time periods here. One is from the Mistvale War, and one is from after the Veilfall, but before the Eight emerged.
So there are shadows from two different eras. That's why it felt like the time they were describing didn't line up with the Mistvale War.
So, further in the past, the Serpent posed as a divine envoy, and later, she killed a Windmancer named Alicia. She was exposed, and she lost the scepter. It matches the historical records. After Florawish was rebuilt, the Arosa Scepter was in the hands of the Wishing One's statue, until the fanatic Wishers took it.
After that, the story we heard before starts when the fanatic Wishers went into the cavern to find a way for humans to use the Arosa Scepter, right?
Yes. About the fanatic Wishers. Nikki, I know it might not be connected to the major historical events we just uncovered, but it's important to me.
No problem. Don't worry.
The setting sun looks like a helping of delicious, savory barbecue.
Over here.
What about the records? About how to use the scepter? Were they stolen?
I don't know what happened. I didn't even see what the attacker looked like.
He was just waiting for us to remove the records. We've been completely fooled, from start to finish. It was all a scam! The Wishing One is never coming back. I've done so much to revive him. He should have granted my wish to have the finest clothes and endless wealth!
What are you doing? You threw away the key?
Yes. Now no one can enter the Serpentine ruins. This page here is the only thing I took from the cavern. It better be worth something.
That's everything I heard. I'm so sorry, Phoebe.
Greedy. Stupid. Arrogant. Selfish. All this time, the ghost I was chasing was actually like this.
Phoebe.
No. Don't try to comfort me. Since finding that ghost in the journal page, I've been combing through dusty archives, chasing a name lost to time. I wanted to prove that even someone ignored by history could have lived a life full of glory and meaning. The truth is, I've been afraid all along. Afraid that one day, my research would yield conclusions I'd rather not find. I've been afraid of the truth.
I think it's okay to be afraid of the truth, Phoebe. What matters most is how you choose to face it. Historians are often confronted with many truths. Oftentimes, they don't match their original assumptions.
That's true. History isn't all glory and triumph. There's also destructive greed, whispered grief, and kindness that burns bright. Sometimes it's these fragile, forgotten fragments that make history what it truly is. Sorry, Nikki. I got a little shaken up. But I haven't forgotten who I am. Whether it's ugly, foolish, or noble. It's my duty as a historian to record it truthfully. Anyway, thank you both for helping me. Our work together isn't over yet, though. I promise to help you uncover the story behind that mysterious voice. So, let's keep going. Actually, something you said caught my attention. Those shadows you found mentioned a place called the Serpentine Ruins, and running into layers of traps. Based on everything else you've discovered, that cavern might be a massive shelter built by the Serpent.
Back to the Serpent again. Well, that explains why we heard Alicia's voice there. She must have been very important to Sith. If they were truly friends, and the Serpent killed her in the end... Phoebe, does the name Alicia ring any bells?
The records are scattered and conflicting. Even the Serpent had barely any reliable records, let alone an ordinary person struggling to survive after the Veilfall.
Then I guess Alicia is just another ghost buried by time.
Yes. The more desperate the era, the more ghosts we find. I have a bold theory, Nikki. Are you willing to take this journal page with you?
Take it? Isn't it a precious family heirloom?
You know the truth now. It's not really linked to my family. But for the theory I'm entertaining, it may be the only clue we have left. I've been wondering, why do these shadows come from two wildly different eras? Maybe the Serpent really was active during the Veilfall, But what about during the Mistvale War? I have a feeling that hidden in that cavern lay the answers we seek.
I see. Thank you, Phoebe.
No need. I'm also curious about this Alicia ghost. Maybe when my curiosity gets too strong to ignore, I'll come chasing after you.
Nikki, be extra careful when you open this. It's so old and fragile.
People followed the priest to the wishing altar, hoping to speak with the Wishing One's divine envoy. Looks like this was torn from a regular person's diary. Oh, Wishing One, please, hear my voice.
Nikki, your clothes!
This is unbelievable. Maybe it's because of the prayer you just said?
This lamp, it seems to attract the glimmer drops.
In the past, people would collect glimmer drops to light up the road. Maybe it's some kind of guide.
Nikki, let's try to collect more glimmer drops, then light up the lights.
She'll hear us for sure. She's the divine envoy.
Oh, Wishing One, may your light shine and your blessings endure.
No rush.